1970s produced some of the most creative music in recorded history. But for every band that sold out arenas, dozens of equally gifted acts played to half-empty clubs and quietly disappeared. These are 10 bands from the 1970s that deserved far more than history ever gave them. Number 10. Pavlov's Dog.
She came down, held me close, came down from night sky.
Their debut album, Pampered Menial, was released in February 1975 through ABC Records, entering the Billboard 200 charts in April of that year. The St. Louis progressive rock group had been building genuine momentum, opening for Aerosmith, Thin Lizzy, and Journey, with a striking sound built around vocalist David Surkamp's soaring falsetto and a rare blend of hard rock and chamber orchestration. Columbia then purchased their contract and issued the same record in mid-June 1975. Columbia shelved the band's entire third album in 1977 due to poor sales, and the master tapes were stolen shortly after, leading to a bootleg pressing that circulated underground for years under the name the St. Louis Hounds. An official release would not arrive until 2007. Pavlov's Dog remains one of the strangest and most heartbreaking label casualties of the decade. Number 9. Trapeze. Glenn Hughes once said the band's shows at the Whiskey A Go Go in Los Angeles in autumn 1972 were among the best they ever played. On the first night, Ritchie Blackmore was in the audience. On the second, John Lord and Ian Pace. Deep Purple had just lost both Roger Glover and Ian Gillan, and they were watching Trapeze like hawks. This English hard rock group from Cannock, Staffordshire had already turned down an offer from Apple Records, choosing instead to sign with the Moody Blues Threshold Records, where bassist John Lodge produced their 1970 debut. Albums like Medusa fused blues, soul, and driving rock in ways that put them ahead of their time. Hughes left for Deep Purple in 1973, and the band never recovered commercially. Guitarist Mel Galley went on to Whitesnake, and drummer Dave Holland joined Judas Priest, meaning every member of the classic lineup became a legend, but the band itself was left behind.
Well.
Number 8. Budgie. In 1988, Metallica recorded a cover of Breadfan as the B-side to their single Harvester of Sorrow, later including it on their 1998 compilation Garage Inc. They had already covered another Budgie track, Crash Course in Brain Surgery, on the Garage Days Revisited EP. Budgie were a Welsh power trio from Cardiff, formed in 1967, and their debut album was produced by Roger Bain, the same man behind Black Sabbath's first 3 records. Their third album, Never Turn Your Back on a Friend, released in 1973, contained Breadfan, the track that would eventually reach millions through Metallica's version. Van Halen and Iron Maiden also covered Budgie songs over the years. Yet despite influencing the biggest names in heavy music, Budgie themselves remain almost completely unknown to mainstream audiences. Number 7. Hawkwind. In 1971, no band in British rock sounded quite like this. Formed by guitarist Dave Brock in 1969, Hawkwind built an entirely new genre from scratch, blending science fiction themes, electronic experimentation, and thundering rock into what became known as space rock. Their 1972 single Silver Machine reached number 3 on the UK charts. Lemmy, the future founder of Motorhead, played bass with Hawkwind from 1971 to 1975 and was famously fired during a North American tour after being arrested at the Canadian border. Despite this rotating cast of fascinating characters and 9 studio albums through the decade, Hawkwind never cracked the American market in any meaningful way. Radio programmers on both sides of the Atlantic struggled to categorize them, and that resistance to easy definition ultimately cost them the wider audience they deserved. Number 6. Gentle Giant. 10 studio albums in 9 years. That was Gentle Giant's output from their 1970 debut through 1978's Giant for a Day, a staggering body of work released on Vertigo and Chrysalis Records. The British progressive rock group was led by brothers Derek and Ray Shulman, alongside founding brother Phil Shulman, who departed after their fourth album Octopus in 1972. Their 1975 album Free Hand peaked at number 48 on the Billboard 200, their strongest U.S. chart showing. Critics adored their complex arrangements and multi-instrumental approach, with songs like Knots and Proclamation showcasing a sophistication unmatched in rock. Yet commercial success always stayed just out of reach. Today, musicians who know their catalog treat them with near reverence, while the general public remains almost entirely unaware they ever existed. Before we continue, which of these bands are you most surprised to be hearing about for the first time? Drop a comment below and let us know where you're watching from. Number 5. Brinsley Schwarz. Before the hype machine ran them over, they were just a tight little band from Hertfordshire with a genuine gift for roots, rock. Their management arranged for dozens of journalists to be flown to New York to see them open at the Fillmore East in 1970, building an enormous expectation the band had no chance of meeting. The resulting press was savage, and Brinsley Schwarz never fully recovered their reputation in Britain. My photo in a local newspaper, well, I recognized you. They kept touring, supporting Wings and Dave Edmunds, building a loyal if small following with albums like Silver Pistol and Please Don't Ever Change. The band disbanded quietly in 1975, but the legacy that followed was remarkable. Bassist Nick Lowe went on to produce The Damned and Elvis Costello, write hits for Dave Edmunds, and release acclaimed solo albums through the 1980s. Number 4. Poco. Two of the most celebrated members of the Eagles started here. Randy Meisner and Timothy B. Schmidt both passed through Poco on their way to arena rock history. Formed in Los Angeles in 1968 from the ashes of Buffalo Springfield, Poco spent the entire decade releasing country rock albums of genuine quality, including Pickin' Up the Pieces in 1969 and Crazy Eyes in 1973. Their highest charting single, Crazy Love, cracked the Billboard Hot 100 Top 20 in 1979, almost a full decade into their career. 10 studio albums and countless miles of touring produced loyal fans, but never a breakthrough moment. They essentially laid the groundwork for the California country rock sound that the Eagles would take to the top of the charts and watched from a comfortable distance while others collected the rewards. Change your partner, clap your hands, stomp your feet and new dance. Number 3. The sensational Alex Harvey Band. The stars that shine on a Christmas tree. 6 studio albums across 7 years. The Scottish group led by frontman Alex Harvey built a reputation in the early and mid-1970s as one of the most riveting live acts in Britain, blending theatrical rock, blues, and glam into something that defied easy comparison. Albums like Framed in 1972 and Tomorrow Belongs to Me in 1975 showed a band firing on all cylinders. Nick Cave has cited Harvey as a defining influence on his own theatrical approach to performance. Bon Scott, who took AC/DC to global dominance, was also among those who pointed to Harvey as a major inspiration. The band disbanded in 1978. Harvey suffered a fatal heart attack 4 years later in 1982. For a singer who shaped two of rock's most celebrated figures, Harvey remains astonishingly unknown outside of a dedicated cult following.
You know I want it. You don't want to hide me. I know a woman is a man last night. Dreaming.
Number 2. Atomic Rooster.
Hiding from the mirror, black snake living in a black.
When drummer Carl Palmer walked out in 1970 to co-found Emerson Lake and Palmer, it could have ended everything. Instead, keyboardist Vincent Crane rebuilt the band and released Death Walks Behind You later that same year, one of the heaviest and most atmospheric rock albums of the entire decade. The group had emerged from the crazy world of Arthur Brown, and their organ-driven sound stood apart from everything else on British radio.
I've got to find a way. Ooh.
Their single Devil's Answer reached number 4 on the UK charts in 1971. The band dissolved in 1975, then reformed in 1980, releasing a self-titled album before delivering their final record, Headline News, in 1983, which featured guest appearances from David Gilmour of Pink Floyd and guitarist Bernie Torm. A band with direct connections to some of the most celebrated names in rock history, Atomic Rooster still struggles to register with anyone outside of dedicated progressive rock collectors.
Oh, I can't find a reason for living without.
Number 1. Big Star. Number 1 record was not, in fact, a number 1 record. Released on April 24, 1972 through Memphis-based Ardent Records and distributed by Stax, it received enthusiastic critical praise and sold fewer than 10,000 copies upon its initial release, largely due to poor distribution.
Gone too far inside this heart. Now I feel a whole lot more.
Alex Chilton, who had sung lead on the Box Tops' Hit the Letter at just 16 years old, joined forces with guitarist and co-writer Chris Bell, bassist Andy Hummel, and drummer Jody Stevens to create something that felt both timeless and impossible to categorize.
Why don't you come on back from way out?
Their second album, Radio City, followed in 1974 with the same result: lavish critical praise and almost no sales. Rem and the Replacements cited Big Star as a profound influence in the 1980s, and Teenage Fan Club followed suit in the 1990s. Rolling Stone ranked number 1 record at number 474 on their 500 Greatest Albums of All Time list in 2020. From season 2 of that 70s show onward, the theme song was Cheap Trick's cover of their song In the Street. A band that sold almost nothing in their time, now recognized as one of the most important acts the decade ever produced.